Welcome to my third podcast covering the topic of missing persons. This podcast is on the case of Lawrence Ray Aleshire. He was a 53-year-old man who was reported missing on May 9th, 2023. His remains were recently found on March 4th, 2025, by a person using a metal detector in a wooded area located in Cumberland, Maryland. This was nearly 2 years after his initial disappearance. Despite the discovery of skeletal remains, a campsite, and personal belongings, the cause of death remains unknown for the time being. This case highlights the significant challenges in resolving missing persons cases, particularly when evidence is delayed or scarce. In victimology, such cases emphasize the need for systemic improvements in search efforts, forensic analysis, and community-involved efforts to provide closure to the families. There are a couple identifiable social issues / concerns with this case. So first is delayed discoveries. The 2-year gap between Aleshire's disappearance and the discovery of his remains demonstrate the limitations in search and rescue operations. Second is resource distribution. Missing person cases often face resource restrictions, which lead to a prolonged investigation. Lastly is community involvement. The role of metal detectors being used by civilians in this case showcases the importance of community participation in missing person cases when possible. On to my own personal reflection, this case is an upsetting reminder of the emotional toll families and communities take on when a loved one goes missing, which typically lacks attention. The discovery of Aleshire's remains, while providing some closure for the family, leaves questions unanswered about his final moments. However, it reinforces the importance of advocating for systemic changes to improve efficiency of missing person investigations. In comparison with my previous podcasts, the case of Aleshire faced delays, but the remains were eventually found. In Lindy Kidd's case, investigative efforts were immediate, including tracking her last known activities through credit cards, but the lack of information led to the missing persons case to result in a cold case. And for my second podcast, which was about Emily Pike, her case, the media coverage was persistent, which gained significant attention from the public and led to a sooner discovery of Pike's remains. However, in Aleshire's case, the media coverage was lacking, pretty much staying under the radar until the discovery of his remains, and at that point it was broadcasted. Lastly, a future outlook on the case. Advancements in forensic technology such as DNA analysis and geospatial mapping increase efficiency in resolving missing person cases. Additionally, establishing stronger collaborations between law enforcement and communities can address the systemic gaps we face and ensure equal attention to all cases. That was the end of my third podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. The final podcast will be out May 1st, so keep a lookout. Bye!